This is John and his student Brad. John teaches fifth grade. Brad is a good student, but has had some recent outbursts that concern John. Most of Brad's outbursts occur during silent reading or independent work times. Brad will work on some activities without a problem, but as soon as John gives Brad an assignment he doesn't want to do, he shoves his work away, jumps out of his seat, and starts yelling. At first, the other students stared at him, but now they hardly seem to notice it happen. John met with the school BCBA, David. David has helped John with other students in the past and hoped that David would offer some advice now. After John explained the situation and provided ABC data, David recommended trying social stories to help teach Brad how to respond appropriately when he was asked to do something he didn't want to do. David explained that a social story was a special kind of story used to teach a skill. It should be customized for Brad's specific situation. David referred to the social story he recommended as a hard times board. He described it as having three parts: the trigger, the can't do's, and the can do's. David told John to sit down with Brad to have him help create the story. He suggested that John allow Brad to share his own thoughts about what upsets him and how he could respond better. Then John should read the social story to Brad several times throughout the school day and let Brad practice the different coping skills. Once Brad knew the social story well, John could present Brad with the visual story before he assigned a task he suspected Brad wouldn't want to do. During silent reading the next day, John sat with Brad to write out the social story. John was surprised at how self-aware Brad actually was. He knew what made him upset and could identify those behaviors he shouldn't do, but he had a hard time identifying coping skills. John made a few suggestions and Brad chose from there. Although Brad didn't like talking about his behavior, he seemed happy to have something all his own. Over the course of the next several weeks, John and Brad read the social story and practiced coping skills. One day, after John assigned a particularly difficult task, Brad raised his hand and asked if he could take a break. John enthusiastically said, "Yes." After his 3-minute break, Brad came back and finished his assignment. The social story has been a great tool to help Brad understand his choices and respond more appropriately to difficult situations. John will keep this intervention in mind when he encounters other situations where it might be helpful.